The Generation House of Kaunas is a unique social care institution. It was established in 1996 through the Lithuanian Caritas and Kaunas municipality. What makes the Generation House exceptional is the following. 3 different generations live under one roof: children, their mothers, and elderly people. They become a close-knit community and establish emotional relationships. Calm old age and wisdom and the laughter of children can be felt particularly in this house. Joy of life, where 2 different states such as youth and old age fit together. Young mothers who live at the Generation House have a unique opportunity to experience what it means to live in a family, how to manage family life. The most important thing is that these people not only receive help, but also hold out a helping hand for each other. The communication between generations teaches tolerance and creates a home-style family atmosphere. There are different needs and services under one roof to resolve problems. Qualified staff, some of whom have been in the place since the establishment of the institution, love their work and express empathy at the Generation House. Staff looks at each resident as a person with individual needs. It is agreed that each person is a unique and respected personality. The fundamental value of the Generation House is a human being.
Kauno kartų namų vizija yra tapti namais, kuriuose
The vision of the Generation House is to be a home in which it is a good place to live and work. The aspiration is to create a staff awareness of their work's purpose and organizational culture, as well as to create a home for residents and where it is a good place to live in. Our work is to take care of fragile people in the fragile world that we live in. We cannot change another person, but we can help a person change himself if he wishes so.
Tačiau negalime pakeisti kito žmogaus, bet galime jam padėti pasikeisti, jeigu jis pats to nori.
The mission of Kaunas Generation House is to accept with love and see off with love. Kaunas Generation House isn't a traditional house for elderly people. The reason for this is the presence of young mothers with children who live in the same building. Children bring joy and happiness to aged people and broaden emotional connections between them. Old age is approached not as an illness, but as a natural stage of life. Residents are accommodated at the Generation House by the decisions made at Kaunas Municipality Administration Committee. A person or his relatives are allowed to visit a care home and to get acquainted with services that are provided. The residents are allowed to bring their own belongings or important items. In this way, they create their own personal space in each room they live. Daily activities and household services for residents at the Generation House are organized in such a way that encourage and motivate a will to stay independent as long as possible. Cooking and housekeeping, doing their own laundry and drying their own clothes are examples of some of these activities. The everyday routine of elderly people starts by ensuring hygiene skills. The social workers assist residents who are unable to bathe, to dress themselves or clean their own rooms. What else could a person wish for? Peace? Health? But I don't have health anymore. In general, I can only repeat that everything is very good here. Each resident has an assigned mentoring social worker who regularly communicates with them and writes an individual social care plan for him or her. This ensures and allows the social worker to be in a close relationship with each person.
This is my second home, as my husband and my daughters died. I have my second home here. The staff looks after me, feeds me, and if I get sick, takes me to the hospital.
Teamwork is applied in a care home for elderly. The team consists of a nurse, a social worker, as well as a nurse's and social worker's assistant. They work together as a team. The principle of teamwork is a successful foundation of social work. Everyday life and activity of residents is organized flexibly in order to match their personal wishes or hobbies with the possibilities of the care home. It is important to motivate the residents' ability to work or to stay active as long as possible and to stay involved in their favorite activities. Work activities are organized individually and in a group at the Generation House, according to the wishes of residents. Work activities offered at the care home are morning exercises, motion dancing, singing, drawing therapy, knitting, articles made of paper, table games, conversations on various topics over a cup of tea, visit outs, cleaning the environment, raking leaves, collecting litter, etc. According to the state of a person's health and independence, the right of each person to choose where to eat, in his room or in the dining room, is respected. Residents' special needs and wishes are considered while setting up the menu, and each individual has a permanent place in the dining room. The residents have a possibility at all times, according to their needs, to have a cup of hot coffee, tea, or water. There are kitchenettes in the house. Partly independent elderly people, with the assistance of staff, can cook meals for themselves. Individual, discreet help is ensured by staff for persons who are unable to feed themselves. Residents of the care home are fed 4 times daily. Possibilities are created for the residents to take care of the home and its surroundings. Every resident can have their own occupation, commitments, or responsibilities.
It is interesting and really nice. If you wish yourself to practice everywhere, you are going to feel well yourself, and so will your roommate.
A warm atmosphere and friendly relationships between residents and employees prevail at the Generation House.
It was a big school of life personally for me. When I joined the staff, I found them very friendly and warm, which set an ideal for me. I can't imagine any other working place for me than working with people. I feel that I have my personal fulfillment in this work. I am useful to other people. I am happy that I can help other people to create their own home that otherwise they would not have. Here is a home and the sense of belonging to a family.
The Generation House is an open institution for Kaunas community. For this reason, the Day Center for Elderly People was established in 2003. It can be attended by residents of Kaunas as well as residents of the Generation House.
I found out about this day center by chance. Laimutė, who visited that center, told me about it and invited me to come and have a look. I immediately had a feeling that this is a very good aura here.
The aim of the Day Center is to involve visitors in common activities such as self-expression to stimulate their creativity, independence, to find like-minded people to help them to feel better and avoid loneliness. The Day Center provides various social services that aim to develop and keep social skills to simulate communication, being active, feeding, and etc.
We have many like-minded individuals. Everyone finds his own activity. Some do crafts, others sing in a very talented singing choir.
Once a week, visitors do various handicrafts or artworks, exercise yoga, and relaxation exercises. Thanks to volunteers, visitors have an opportunity to attend English language lessons and computer literacy.
We do Nordic walking or a workout every day. The physical therapist is a young girl who leads it very sincerely. There are sport festivals and we play checkers or chess with various attractions and games. We spend time in many different ways.
The singing club named Sharma was formed and it makes both the residents of the Generation House happy and the community of Kaunas as well.
It is perfectly good here for both, our mind and body to find comfort. The social workers are very pleasant women. They do both chide us and praise us. They do not only love us, but give us a cuddle as well.
Visitors gather together to have a chat, to share their problems, happiness, ideas and experiences over a cup of tea. Many interesting people visit the Day Center. Exhibitions of paintings and art, photography, handicrafts are organized, as well as various performers and lecturers are invited to the day center every month. Visitors meet with priests, pray, meditate and sing songs during the religious hours. Traditional festivals are celebrated and people who have anniversaries or name days are congratulated. The Generation House is one of the first institutions in Lithuania to implement programs dedicated to improve mothering, self-supporting and social skills. There are 8 places for women with young children in the institution. The decision to provide accommodation for a mother with a child at the Generation House is made by discussing a specific case with the Children's Rights Protection Department.
Aš prieš tai savanoriavau.
I have volunteered before and have seen what kind of girls come here and what kind of problems they have. It was really scary for me. They have very weak skills or even none at all. Maternity skills, social skills or any other skills are merely basic skills of life.
Gyvenimiški įgūdžiai ir kurių jų nebuvo.
Most mothers who stay at a Generation House have grown up in a dysfunctional, problematic and social risk families with alcohol abuse, violence, lack of love and lack of emotional support. Although the age and experience of mothers differ, they have one thing in common, which is that they have saved their children and raised them.
I came here from my grandmother's village. Living conditions were depressed, so my children were taken away from me at the hospital, and I myself had the choice either to go to live at the Generation House or my children would be taken away. For the sake of my children, I came to live here.
Each mother with her child or children lives in a separate room. Each room has the necessary furnishing and a refrigerator, table and cot. Mothers are responsible for cleaning their rooms and surroundings and for the comfort of their home. They share a few bathrooms, a living room and a kitchen. Acquiring budget planning skills is really a very important process in the program. Mothers' incomes usually are very low and consist of social grants and benefit for the children. Therefore, it is not enough even for food. In order to learn how to save money or how to cook, each day one of the mothers cooks lunch for the rest of the residing mothers. The social workers take part in the process. They assist with shopping and advise how to cook tasty food. Mothers are responsible for the order and tidying up their places where they live in the Generation House. Sometimes the women do not know how to clean or lack home care skills. Mothers have a great opportunity to learn to take care of housekeeping properly and to gain independent living skills. Each mother has a dedicated social worker who helps to solve problems, speaks individually with every mother, analyzes the client's needs, and looks for the decision that could enable clients to become more independent and to be able to take care of herself and her child in the future. An individual social care plan must be prepared with each residing mother. After a month's stay in the Generation House, the first case review is prepared on what the achieved results and what objectives need to be obtained. A social worker and a nurse look after children's health conditions and help mothers to learn how to look after the baby properly. They also prepare food and feed them. Mothers are taught to simulate their physical and mental development.
I found a great assistance when I came here. I gradually stopped drinking and my child was returned to me. I found a job and solved all my problems.
The social care plan for each woman is prepared and revised every 3 months. During case review, the implementation of scheduled tasks is assessed on one's strengths and weaknesses are identified. Guidance of new activities provided. Group meetings for positive parenting are organized 3 to 4 times a week. Various relevant topics such as childcare, education, and upbringing of children are analyzed. New skills such as nonviolent behavior or how to solve situations of conflict are realized. Domestic work and care issues are discussed. Group meetings in order to raise self-esteem of women are also held. Activity of housekeeping maintenance is organized once a week. Mothers learn how to clean indoor common areas and their rooms. Birthdays of mothers and children as well as sending off parties are celebrated during group meetings. Afterwards, they assist in new approaches towards family celebration. While living in the Generation House, mothers are encouraged to continue their education. The women must prepare for the future and start working. Before starting their new lives, mothers learn to save money and buy necessary household items. For most women who lived in the Generation House and received aid in a crisis situation, It would be difficult to live in a society without a social worker and to take care of themselves and their child properly. So it is very important to continue social work and support a woman. Mothers who complete the program at the Generation House successfully are offered to stay in separate apartments called independent dwelling units. The apartments are located in different areas of Kaunas. The mothers have to pay for the facilities and electricity, save their money, take care of their surroundings, and continue to cooperate with a social worker. The Mothers and Child Care program is a follow-up program. Mothers who have left the Generation House can participate in the support center for families who have left the Generation House. They can discuss various issues, celebrate their achievements, and seek solace about their worries. Consultations are held on arising problems. Social workers consult about typical questions, gives emotional support, and helps to receive necessary documents to solve arising problems. Once a month, a meeting is organized for mothers who have left the Generation House, functioning as a mutual assistance group. Food aid action is held every week.
Nearly 6 years have passed. I live without drinking and raise my children, and everything is good in my life. I feel very grateful to the Generation House, as they really provide help if you really wish and seek for it.
Every year, the staff of the Generation House takes part in a food aid initiative on a voluntary basis twice a year, in spring and in autumn. Food packages are formed from food products that were collected through donations and distributed between mothers and their family members. The Generation House is a place of training for mothers who have left the house and wish to gain some work experience. The ones who are registered at the Labor Bureau put themselves forward willingly to work at the Generation House according to the Public Works program. All residents of the Generation House are encouraged and motivated to communicate with each other. The young mothers with children who live close to old people can be assigned as a very important source of informal support. Close and emotional relationships emerge among some old people and women. They become godparents of their children.
You go out to the yard and children run around. You communicate with mothers and hold the baby in your arms. The emotions realize when cuddling them. It is an incredible feeling. Young mothers, children and old people find a common language with each other. It may not happen every day or may not be with everybody, but life of residents is combined together. It is such a good family feeling, and this causes a lot of joy.
The younger generation assists seniors to do everyday housework like shopping. Seniors reward them with knitted socks or sweets and give advice on various topics. Different group works are organized at the Generation House, such as discussion hours, games, competitions, and joint celebrations of different feasts. The essence of cooperation among generations is not only conversations or direct influence on an individual, but overall organization of residents' life. What makes the Generation House exceptional? The Generation House is unique in a way that 3 different generations live under one roof: babies and children, their mothers, and elderly people. They become close to each other as a community, and mutual emotional ties are created among them.